Hi guys, you are seeing me today. Let me turn on some lights so you guys can kind of see me even better. I am, okay, that doesn't work there. Boom, that doesn't work there. Okay, so where do you want to put this? We're trying to get some light in here. Lower quality stream. I'm waiting for everything to pop on. Okay, now I can't find it. Of course I can't find it. I'm gonna pull everything down trying to find it. I see it, but I don't see it. Today I am okay. Is it better? As you can see, my background is all jacked up. I usually have something behind me, but I was like, oh, let's just not fool with it today. So you guys know, like, everything over here is my over here is my writing board. Let me see. I'm trying to get something out the way. So over here is my writing board. These are all my husband's comics down through there, and then this box is all my reader packages and prizes. These are bags, craft utensils, and I was doing giveaways over here. So these are all over here. You see all these cards out and everything. I was doing packages. That's my packaging center and shipping center over there. And then it's like an ottoman down here. So it's a ottoman down here, and then that's inside has all the mailing stuff and everything. So I am kind of sort of waiting for more people to join us. If you guys see me looking this way, it's because I am taking notes, or looking at my notes, or looking at comments. It's a weird setup I have today. Just a weird setup. It's a weird day. I just did 3 days of a migraine, and yeah. Yeah. Not fun at all, I'm gonna tell you that. So you guys got me, no makeup, no nothing. It was just me. And I just realized my dress is torn. My favorite dress is torn. I'm gonna have to throw my favorite dress out. I love this dress. It's so comfortable. Okay, so I'm gonna see your comments in just a second. Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning, LaShonda. Good morning, LaShonda, Lysandra. Hey, Midnight. How you doing? Okay, so I'm gonna get going. Who did I say? I gotta do my shout outs to, or tagging people, waking people up. Who always asks me to wake them up. Let me see. Who else? Thank you guys for your patience. I appreciate it. I am here. I swear I am here. It's just one of those days. I'm usually on 10, and you guys know that. I can't even spell Stephanie today. That's, oh gosh, yeah. See, that's where I'm at. And Vanessa said to do her last night. Vanessa. I think that's it. That's all I'm doing right now. Yeah. I'm not even looking at my notes. Hi, Wayne. How are you? So we're going to get going. I am going to somehow do this. Let's see how we can do this. Create a poll, overall goals, alerts, viewers, view post, manage. So what I'm going to do for you guys is, as I go through, I'm going to let you guys actually see the presentation. So anyone with the link and a viewer. So you guys can see what I see, but I'm going to be talking to you. I think that's why I didn't do my background, is because I was going to just share my screen so you guys wouldn't see this hot mess, but whatever. I miss you too, Tanita. Hey. Hopefully I'll be at more events starting next year. I've been kind of lazy, not lazy, but writing a whole bunch, just going into a cave and just writing. And this is not alcohol. This is actually, it is ginger beer, but it's not alcohol. So give me a second. I can actually close this window down so we're not taking up a lot of bandwidth. And if you guys, okay, I'm sending the link to the presentation. So that's a link to the presentation that I'm putting in the comments. So guys, you guys can go on into there and we can get started on the presentation. And matter of fact, what I'm going to do is move the presentation. No, I'm not going to move the presentation over. I'm just going to go ahead with the presentation, but I want to see the comments. Okay, so we're fighting for space on my screen. I have 3 screens, but I don't feel like, yeah, I'm doing this again. I don't feel like moving the screens over. So, yeah, that's where Sylvia is today. She don't feel like it, but I need to see your guys' comments. So, done. Okay, I can see you guys dripping in. Let me go down here to the bottom of the comments so I can see if you guys make comments. And I do apologize if I'm looking sideways, because I can see my face looking sideways. It looks weird. But I want to be able to see you guys. Good morning, Shar. Good morning. Okay, so let's get going because we are at 10 minutes after, and that's what I usually do when I am at the library. Hi, my name is Sylvia Hubbard, and I am an author of over 55 romance, dark romance, and intriguing suspense books, and I'm also founder of MotownWriters Network. And today we're going to be talking about goals for success. While I'm introducing myself and going through all the rigmarole, why don't you guys tell me what were your past literary challenges and successes for the last 30 days so we can celebrate, we can help you out with it. I'll make sure I come back and scroll up if I miss anything. But I would love to know, just like we would in our regular meeting, I want to know what's going on. It's near the end of the year. What are you trying to rush and do before 2020 and so forth and so on? I gotta make sure my hat is on because this hair is not popping today. Matter of fact, I'm doing we doing the multitask this morning where I'm conditioning my hair while I'm doing this. And then if anybody know who do deep conditions, they know what I'm doing. So so yes, we are multitasking today. But yes, I do want to know your literary challenges and goals. And then what are you trying to rush to do before 2022 ends and we go into 2023? So yes, because I'm hoping that this goals for success will kind of guide you through and help you and encourage you to kind of get to where you need to be. So yes, my successes and challenges have been, well, I am proud to say I've been writing since October 1st, and I am 63,000 words into my Kindle Vella book. We talked about Kindle Vella before, but I'm 63,000 words into my Kindle Vella book. And that's pretty amazing to know that I wrote 63,000 words in what, a month and almost a half. So that's pretty cool. I'm hoping this month is to get 50,000 more words into the book and hopefully finish the book by December. Hope and pray, hope and pray. I just hit my first arc in the story, which was awesome. It was really encouraging, and now I'm like getting addicted to writing it more because I want to see what's going to happen. And my challenge, well, I don't know if that's a success and a challenge. So yeah, I don't know, I'm trying to think. What's I'll just take that as both. That's a success and a challenge. Yeah. So what did you guys say? Good morning. Let's see. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Lysandra. Good morning. Good morning, Olivia. She woke up this morning. Yay to join us. Oh. Yeah, I have to DC. You have to DC tomorrow. What does DC mean, Lysandra? Maybe I'm too early in the morning. I want to license out my new relationship book. That's a pretty good goal. Licensing out to schools, Pamela, or to just kind of like have people pick it up and then use it for their programs. So I would like to know which one. Wayne, you said, I have no challenges, and I'm going to come and beat you up for saying that. For the last 30 days, as I've been reevaluating my stories. Okay, well, I will accept that. I will accept that whole thing. Reevaluate your stories. So make sure you're just writing it down, Wayne. Get a planner and get some goal sheets and then just kind of see it on paper. A lot of people try to do things on the computer, but sometimes when you write it down and you kind of see it on paper, it does help a lot in terms of like what's there, what shouldn't be there, and what you need there. And then just hang it up for you to see every day and just evaluate it more and more. Because the more, like, even when you're not thinking about it, knowing that you looked at it that day and saying, okay, this is what I'm trying to do, it gives you a lot more room for your brain to kind of like ease into like what's the big picture. So it says, Shar says, working on the pre-order sales for my new book. Yay! Make sure you send me some stuff so I can post it through my website and blogs, okay? I've been doing a launch video series but not getting any traction. Okay, well, send me some links so that I can try to push it as well, Shar. I would love to just help out, okay? Trying to finish 2 works in progress that I somehow got stuck on. Aw, well, we always can talk, Denise. You know, we can always talk, girl. We just do a brainstorm. You can listen to me rap about my book, where I'm stuck at. And then I'll listen to you, and we can go from there. So let me know when we can get there. Okay, good, Shar. So let's get going. So we're running on time. Almost. Almost on time. So if you guys have logged in, don't forget the link. I'll post it again. Or somebody could, about if you guys see new people showing up, go ahead and post it for me too. I'd appreciate that. And then we'll go from here. So, goals for success for literary professionals. I'm going to go into my presentation. I wonder what happens if I go into presentation mode on my computer. I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see. I might not. Oh, okay. You guys didn't see that. You learn a lot of things on the fly. Well, I do. So, overall workshop for the goal is to learn to build search engine optimization and increase return on investment, so we can create a way for you to gain more eyes on your writing and more book sales. That's all important, and the reason why I call it, you will see a lot of these terms, especially when you're looking at, you're deep diving into trying to do book sales, and it's going to drive you crazy, because a lot of times when I was reading articles that had to do with business, and they would be all talking about ROI, and I might say that wrong a couple of times because my lips are not working this morning. But no one explained it to me, and then I finally had to Google it and deep dive into that to understand what it was and how it applied to book selling and authors themselves, especially indies, we don't understand that we spend a lot of time, and time is money, time is precious, but we just think, okay, well, I'll just toss this out here, I'll just throw this against the wall and see if it sticks, I'll just do a little something and then they'll get a little book sales, and then they're just like, okay, it worked, or it didn't work, or it didn't work enough, or it just worked a little. But know that your time is precious, so your return on investment, ROI, your return on investment should pack a punch every time. You want it to pack a punch, because you don't got time for this. Honestly, you don't have time, and you don't even want to do this in the first place. You'd rather be writing. So when you do stuff, let's do stuff that makes an impact, that is going to create a wave and then a trickle effect. We want to get a iron. We want to get a iron hurricane, because we want to hit and then still keep going afterwards. We want to still leave remnants all up the coast, so then we can still continue to make a drip income while we're writing. Your impact is still hitting that you did this. So that's kind of like why this workshop is so important for everyone, and why I do it for free, because you guys have to understand that you need to work on your promotion, even though you don't want to. And I'm the same way. I'm talking to myself. You can say, oh, Sylvia, but I see you doing all this, and I see you doing all this and all this. Yeah, because I know what impact, and I know what making an impact, increasing my return on investment means, and how I don't have time to do it. But when I do it, I want to make sure when I do it, it makes an impact. I can leave it alone for a second, set it and forget it, and then go write some more. And then come back and say, okay, let me do some more. Then go back and write some more. So that's what I like to do. And you guys see how I do it. And this is kind of like a meaning to my madness. So the first thing is, I stink at promoting. Oh, Doris, you just need 20 minutes. And when I did the workshop with Olivia, we did discuss this. It's 20 minutes on a Sunday. You can get a lot done. And even LaShonda will agree. About 20 minutes, if you sit down at least weekly for 20 minutes and you plan out that you're gonna respond back to emails for so many minutes, you're going to set up some promotions for 10 minutes, and 5 minutes you are going to engage and see what works and what didn't work. You can set aside that for 20 minutes. Start with 20 minutes and go from there, and you'll start seeing a building. But you have to be consistent in this, and I'll say it a lot of times. You'll hear me say it again. Content is king, but consistency is queen, and she wears the pants. So that's it. Before we go into, Lysandra says, the plan is to finish the third draft of the 2023 release. Good. And write my Valentine's novelette. I do need to write a Valentine's novelette. Yeah, you're right. I should do I'll do a short story or a story starter. I might do that. My screen moved. I gotta use the horrible mouse. Okay. My challenge is figuring out what to work on next. I want to start a new series. Good. Oh, good. Maybe we should have like a brainstorm session with Denise, you and I. I know we're always saying that, Lysandra, like we need to do just a brainstorm. Maybe I'll do like a room with that. I think at promoting, Wayne, we just need you. We just need to love you some more. I need to call your wife so I can show her what to do to push you to do I need to call the general. Me and the general need to have a discussion together to help you out. Okay, Eric says, my successes and challenges have been several individuals accept my arcs for reviews, endorsements for my, however, some, the most noted personalities within my genre, haven't responded or said their representatives have said that they do have the time, but I would not be hampered. But promote the ones that do come in. Eric, make promos on those and then sometimes that pushes those people who do have the book, and then just send out a general thing. Hey guys, if you got the ARC, make sure you're sending them in so I can get out and promote you more. Tag those people who have. Say thank you, thank you, thank you a lot. And then, you know, say, hey, people who got the ARCs, come on, let me get you out there. I want to promote the book. Help me, help you, help me. You know, sometimes if they see you promoting those reviews and those ARCs, you know, another successful ARC read coming in, blah, blah, blah. And that'll prompt them into like, okay, hey, we got to get out here, because they'll see you starting to get attention because of those reviews. And then they see that you're highlighting the people who did the reviews, and that'll probably prompt them into saying, hey, let's get out there and do this. So, yes, I know, another brainstorming. So, number one, we're going to go on number one of goal settings for authors for 2023. We're going to get this going. So, read. So you want to do books, your books, other books in your genre, and resource books, and make sure you're doing reviews on those books, because that promotes great search engine optimization towards who you are as an author and what you do. Connecting, when you do the reviews on books that are especially in your genre, you are connecting a lot of books that other authors have done to your books, and then those algorithms actually see that and start looking your way. Yeah, that'll increase your search engine optimization, and that's what we do need. We do need search engine optimization to work in our favor, and to do that, we have to put out there on the search engine that this is who you're connected with. This is what you do. Doing the reviews on research books and resource books actually pinpoints who you are, what you like, and what you want, you know, directed towards you. So you'll get favorable search engine results from other people who are looking for someone like you to read. So that's really good to know. Always learn about your business. Always try to educate yourself on the new technologies that are coming out. I love Mashable. I start with Mashable, and people say, well, where do you find it? I start with Mashable and Business Insider. I don't have the subscription to Business Insider. I just do the free version. So I get to read so many articles a month, and I choose wisely and go from there. But Business Insider usually have really good articles, and I always read like the author articles where they say this author made $1 million doing this, or this author got in a million pre-orders doing this. So I try to read the author articles to see what they're doing. And then for the technologies, Mashable has like a lot of things. And then there's Jane Friedman, who talks a lot about technology. So you can check her out as well. She actually works for Writer's Digest, but she stays on top of a lot of technologies that are happening that works well for authors. So research subject matters. Research subject matters. That means make sure you are researching, deep diving into, you know, the books that you are writing. Make sure you're deep diving into that, because people do pick up on the lingo of things. I remember when I was writing Her Substitute Husband, one of the main characters was a QA, and the other one was a developer, and I literally had to talk the lingo of a QA and a developer in order. Now my husband, because he's a developer, kind of helped out, so that was kind of cool. But I had to talk to several QA friends to kind of see where I needed to be with his character, and it did help actually expand the story even more. Even when I did Beautiful, where she was a DNA splicer, I literally had to deep dive into splicing DNA and talk the lingo when she was in the lab. She's not going to talk the same way, you know, to her counterparts in the lab as she would, you know, someone on the street, because yes, she did live in Detroit, so it was a different feel. So deep diving into that And it's so funny because you feel like you're in the Matrix when, you know, when Keanu will wake up and then he says, I know Kung Fu. You're like, I know how to drive a four-wheel. Oh, I know how to drive a tow truck. And I know how to splice DNA. I know how to remove a bullet, you know, and then because I deep dive really into my research, and it does help your writing process a lot more, and builds a really good sense of your characters really know their business for the reader, and it creates a great reader experience. So the next one leads to, if we can get to the next one. Oh, that's it. Write. So write. Don't ever stop writing. Don't ever stop it. Always try to write in your books. If you can't write in your books, write your blogs. Write about the struggle of you trying to write. Write about, like, if you finished a great chapter, go into your blog and then write about that. But don't ever stop writing in terms of even if you journal, to get out your frustrations of world problems that's blocking you from writing your book. You know, find ways to always write more. And then make it easy to write. Get a Bluetooth keyboard if you can't get to your laptop. Save your documents over in Google Drive or on a cloud, so then you can get to them even faster, and they're always at a finger's tip. My phone is awesome because, like, right now, I can show you it. So my phone is pretty cool because, of course, I have a pen to it, but it expands out, and I've showed you guys this before, where the phone actually expands out into another phone. It expands out into another phone, and then on there I can actually write on this surface, or I can actually write with my finger, or write with the pen, or even connect a Bluetooth device, and then it becomes like a little small laptop. And I even have a foldable keyboard that I keep with me, that I can literally sit in the car and type, especially when my husband's we're going on really long trips. We went on 3 hours to get out to our campsite. And if I can do at least 45 minutes of typing, that's almost like a chapter to 2.5. So I can just get thoughts down on paper. So make it easier for you, right? Have no excuse for your excuses. You know, it's kind of like when, you know, like you're going out on a trip with your child, and you pack things to make sure that child has no excuse not to enjoy themselves. Do that for yourself. Parent yourself and say, hey, let me make sure things are in my life so I have no excuse to make excuses. And trust me, I do things to prevent myself from procrastinating and having an excuse not to work on my books or not to work on my things. I carry it around with me. My backpack's getting real heavy. And then always find your optimal time to write. Always, like, it's really important for you to kind of find out when is that muse kicking in, and then move your days, or move your day around that optimal time that you feel that muse talking to you, and make sure you have the environment for it. A lot of people say, hey, I know a lot of people who have to work in quiet, but I actually have to work in chaos. So I can have the TV on. I have like a go-to show that I watch that I'll keep watching over and over and over again. Or I know like a show that I want to watch, but I don't have to pay much attention to. I just want to know the basis of the story. And then I also have music in my ear. I know. And I actually sit out sometimes in my living room, and I can sit there on the couch and just write a whole bunch. And my husband used to think he couldn't come in the living room or bother me, but I'm just like, go ahead, do your day. I actually like when things move around me while I'm writing. And I know that sounds really crazy, but I guess it's from being like a single mom and seeing the kids just killing themselves around me, and me being in that environment. It just, for some reason, that's soothing for me. It's soothing for me. But yeah, give yourself no reason, like I said, to write. Never, ever, ever. So next thing, one of the goals you have to do is publish. Publish something. Produce short stories, novellas. I've been to say novels and novellas. If you're reading the thing, it's just say novels and novellas. You can write articles, build to list, guest posts, blog posts, how-tos. You can do a 3-step, 2-step, 5-step, 10-step. Build a bunch of lists. If you think that you're doing something in your book and you want to say, hey, these are the 5 steps to doing this, this is how I did this, chronicle your process, and then you can push that out as a great article. But find ways to publish things everywhere in some kind of way. There's no reason how and why in this day and age you cannot just publish something somewhere. Now, when I first started back in 2000, yes, I'm dating myself, but back in 2000, like, it was so hard to find places to publish. You know, if it barely on your website, and then barely on social media, which was not even popular back then. So you barely had places where you could publish, but now there's so much places you can publish and pull people into your website so you can be able to publish even more and find more readers. I'm sorry. So the fourth thing, number 4, goal digging. Writing, publishing, and marketing is your goal digging. That means you're digging to get better. You're digging to create goals and to succeed at getting them to work. Now, if you guys have any questions, just let me know. I am occasionally looking at the comments to see. Okay. Of course, like I always tell everybody, get a planner. You can have a digital, you can have a writing planner. Make realistic goals and plans, Wayne. Make realistic goals and plans that are going to actually really work for you. Really, really set off that this is what is able to be done. I actually have a whiteboard, and you guys can't see it, but it's right there by the door. I'm trying to, okay, right here. It's right here on, it's like working in a mirror. Okay, go that way. So it's right here on this wall. You see this wall right in here before you walk in the door. So on that wall, I have like my upcoming writing projects, my current writing projects. And it's so much fun when I can erase one of those projects off and then write a new project in that place and move everything kind of up. Because I'm making realistic goals that I am going to get this book done and focus on this book, promote this book, edit this book, and be publishing this book. So I always have those 4 things going on. And I love that I'm able to move and shift things around when I complete it, because it feels great knowing that I'm reaching my goals, especially like in a year or so, and I'm able to even touch it. If I'm touching that board in 3 months, I'm just ecstatic. If it's been 3 months and I touch that board and I'm like, oh my God, I'm really doing things. So have goals and rewards of some kind to make sure that you want to get to those goals. So create your timelines. So you really want to create timelines for yourself. And you're saying, I'm grown, I don't need to do all this, Sylvia, I'm grown. But you do. You really should be pushing yourself and say, I am going to try to, like I said, I'm going to try to get my book done by December. I'm going to try to push in 100,000 words in the novel writing month, not because I have no responsibility to myself, only to myself, because I'm an indie author. No publisher is coming and crying down my neck about, okay, get this book done. But I do it because I know when I hit those goals that things can happen for me, and I want those things to happen for me. I need those things to happen for me. So I want to create a timeline where I am doing it, and I'm not taking 10 years to finish a book, or not taking, more than necessary, and then it going by the wayside and losing that passion that I have for that project. I know I probably hit a sore spot when I said 10 years, because I've met over the years so many people who say, okay, Sylvia, yeah, you did 55 books, but it's taking me 10 years to write this book. This is an actual conversation. It's taking me 10 years to do this, and I don't know how to get going. Well, get in a group. Go talk with it to people, get out on your social media and just kind of I'm just talking about what's going on in my writing life, hit the live button and just say, you know what, guys, I got problems. It's in my writing life. If you don't want to hear it, then don't hear it. I've often done that a lot of times, whether it's in my writing life or just saying my goals for what our camp is going to be, or just what I want to do, or this is what's happening. And it works. Sometimes talking it out works, but create those timelines and realistic goals and plans, and literally create plans. Like I say, I am going to do 100,000 words. I've already set time aside in my head and in my book about I've even bought like writing goal stickers and saying I'm going to push it on my story origin thing to show that I am hitting my goals somehow, and making plans to even do that. I bought the writing sticker so I can put in my planner to say, okay, I did this writing goal this week. This is my weekly writing goal, and go from there. It's really important to plan for future technologies and things you want to research and things you want to promote and market. You got to sit down and make those plans. You got to sit down and make those graphics that you need for your publishing and marketing endeavors. Do the stuff that you need to do that's going to get you further ahead and create the search engine optimization you need, and the return on investment that's going to come after. This is going to make an impact when you are gold digging. So question is, you're getting side-eye now. Of course I am. I gotta get to you. Because I want you to do it, and because I know you'll be successful when you do it, Wayne, because you have a powerful presence. And yes, you're honoring the general with just that presence, but we want that presence out there, Wayne. You are a unique individual, and people need to see that, and they'll see it in your writing, they'll see it in your podcast, they'll see it in you. So do it. Yes, I did roll my eyes at you. I love the idea of the project board on the wall. I know. I love it too. And I started actually with, it's over here. I started actually with this. This actually is like my books. These are all little sticky notes. I'm going down the line. So these are all little sticky notes and of my books. And I just bought pretty much one day. I just bought a board at the Dollar Tree and some stickers, some post-it notes. And then I wrote my books on each thing, and then you see how sometimes they connect. Okay, you see how sometimes they connect and everything. That means that there's something major going on, and kind of lets me know. And those yellow things are the books that are coming up that eventually go on this board. I'm eventually going to take everything down and kind of put them in another thing, and then I'm using the Canva whiteboard to kind of see where my books are. It's going to look like a cased out murder scene. Who killed what, but it'll actually be like how the books all connect to each other, and it kind of helps me see. And then when I come in the room, when I come in my office, I actually can see the success, my success board. This is what I'm doing. This is my new books that I have added to the board, and it gives me like, yeah, I gotta add more. Sooner or later I'm probably gonna have to add another board to this board, and it's gonna get bigger. So one day you're going to be like seeing me in a live like this again, where I don't care how my background is. And you're going to be like, oh my God, you added more to the board. And I'll be like, of course, I did that. Yes, I did. Okay, I'm moving down my notes. So we get down to number 5. network and connect. Everybody should literally have at least a couple of authors in their back pocket. Like, like this author is good for a short story. This author is good for a good blog post feed real fast. And this editor is good for a short story. This editor is good for blog post. This editor is good for a long novel. You should always try to have a couple of editors in your own back pocket. If you hear someone saying, hey, my editor was really good, start making an editor file and a cover designer file, so then you can start like being able to know when you're ready to market and publish that you're able to do that. I use OneNote literally as my literary world. Articles, I'm going to read articles I want to keep. I keep the links. I literally have a link file in there of articles that I go back and look at and read about, and I actually put their hashtags of what the article is about and what I can garner from the information. So when I do a search in my OneNote, I can keep up with my literary life. So I love it that it can connect the pieces inside of my literary life and the projects I want to do, the projects I did, any marketing tools that I used, whether it was a promo blast site or an advertising site or a self-promoter. I even write that in my OneNote. So I have editors, cover designers, promo people, book tweeters, even book talkers. I started a list for that. So I started keeping a database literally of all the contacts and connections. So when I'm ready to do something, there's no excuse why I don't know what to do, and I don't have to say, well, I got to do research, so that's going to take a little bit more time. No, I've already done the research. I just go into my OneNote, I type in what I'm looking for, and then that. So keep a database of some kind for your literary life. That has been a saver. Trust me, after 20 years and people were like, Sylvia, how do you remember all of this stuff? I don't. It's in my database, and I can't even pull it up on my phone. Like, literally, I can go into my phone. I got my phone charging. Sorry. That's what you hear, that clacking noise. I can go into my phone, and I'm going to show you, like, so fast. I can look for my OneNote and pull it up and literally pull into my literary life. My literary life is here. I kind of hide it from myself, so I don't know if you guys can see this. It's probably, like, out of focus and everything. But this actually is, like, all the pages, the sections of my literary life. These are all the sections. That's a lot of sections, and some of them are pages. These are pages, and so these are the sections. So these are all the sections, and as you can see, they're color coded to help me kind of get to them really fast. I kind of know what it means, or have some kind of thing in it, and then it has the pages as well. So there's no excuse. Like, I have it right here, and even when I'm on my phone and I see something that can relate, I can actually copy that or take a screenshot and actually put it inside of my database to kind of keep up with it. I make a short note about it so I can find it later because I can't find pictures. So yeah, I tag the picture. Thank you, Vanessa. Look at you reading my mind. Go girl. Go girl, because I always need another brain. Always need another brain. So you guys said something. So Shar was saying, oh wait, let me go up, go. Good Lord, you guys talking a lot. Okay, you love the idea of the project board, right? I have a dry erase board that I'm going to put up. Good. And actually what I did, I even have like a, I had a project board, but I'm going to put that up even higher because I need my son to put it like all the way up at the top because I want to be able to get on a thing and then go up there and be like I'm doing something special. But then I also got the, and it's no excuse. You guys can say, well, I don't have it, Sylvia. You can go to the Dollar Tree and just get a dry erase paper that you can actually stick on your wall and then use that, or get one of the cheap dry erase boards they have there. I gotta go to the Dollar Tree today, matter of fact. But you can get a dry erase board there. They have it over in the teacher section, and you can put that up there. So there's no excuse. It's $1.25. Come on. And they have dry erase markers. So you can actually do that and then start it. I even have like the chalkboard you can lay out. It's the roll out chalkboard, and you can stick on your wall. And then I find like interesting things, like if I find like I'm trying to work through a name or research, or I try to remember stuff, like I'm walking around, I can just grab it and then write something down that I'm going to work on later. I do that a lot. Like, I give myself no excuse, because I'll be in the shower, I will jump out and go over to my board and then just write something on it. So it will no longer take me 10 years to write a book, because my upcoming books will be fewer than 72 pages. Well, good, Eric. Let's work on that. That's right. That's my first offering. I guess you can see the weight difference. I guess when now you're promoting your second book, you can see the huge weight difference and everything. But you know, you can always use that as a resource, even a teaching book on how to find your family background and everything. Like I said, you can still do great videos on that book and get people to see this is the work that you put in. They need to see that work. So yeah, create a 7-part. Go look at Char's series, because she has great series on different things that she did on her Instagram. I'm hoping she saved them on there, but she has a great series that she does. But like, you can do great series on that huge book, and see and show people what it takes to put together, you know, their family legacy and history. And that's what it is. It's a huge book about, you know, your family's legacy and history, and show other people the work it took, because they need to see that. They need to see like the work it took from that, and how you worked and found things and everything. So make sure you try that, so you know that book can still be selling while you're promoting the other book. Yes, Vanessa. No, oh, please, no problem. Thank you, Linda. Thank you very much. Make sure you guys are tapping the screen for hearts and likes and stuff, so it makes me feel really good. Okay, join rating groups and communities. That's network and connect. We're still in number 5. So join ratings groups and communities. And like I said, you can find buddies and stuff where you can open up rooms and just kind of rag about, this is what's happening in my thing today. I am going to start the series. I said it last year. And Char, I have you like have you in my mind, because you were the first one to sign up for it. Where our members take over for an hour on a Sunday and kind of tell you about their writing life and the struggles and what they're doing, to showcase what they're doing and everything like that. And to kind of teach you guys something, or learn lessons from what they did. So I do want to do the thing, and Shar, I'll probably be getting with you to kind of help me out with that, and see how we can, I want to expand upon it and get and book 12 authors. So every month someone comes in on second Sunday or third Sunday and just kind of give out their writing life. So if you're interested, kind of DM me and let me know if you're an author and you would love to just sit for an hour and just talk about, you come on live and talk about your writing life, what you've learned and so forth, to kind of teach other people what to do, what not to do. So let me know. Yeah, and Shar, you're probably going to be our first one. I'm just letting you know in advance. So get ready. Volunteer your time to nonprofits. Community before book selling is an awesome way for you to sell books. I'm going to tell you that. Me working with Habitat for Humanity and with pro-literacy groups have created myself a network of finding people who want to support me, who want to buy my books, who want to just get to know me better by buying my books, who just love to support me in some kind of way. So find something that you're passionate about in your community. And I know you're saying, Sylvia, I don't have time for one more thing. It's just totally impossible. But spending time, trust me, out in your community, helping will do it. I've attended because I'm into gardening. You guys know that. You guys can see me growing some stuff. I'm going to be back in the sunflowers next year. Already got the Titans and the Mammoth sunflower, so I'm ready to go as big as my house. We're going large next year with our sunflowers. But I love it because I have been able to make these connections in the growing community, especially with Detroit being a food desert, and growing communities where people know me as, you know, a romance suspense author and have picked up my books or even called me and said, hey Sylvia, I have a reader, my friend's a reader, my cousin's a reader, I want to give her this for Christmas and blah blah blah. And so that's kind of cool. I'm like, oh, it's so sweet. And it's really great that people are jumping on board and reading what I'm doing and keeping up with what I'm doing as a reader. But we met, you know, because of a grow community or because of affordable housing, which is desperately needed in Detroit. I'm getting out there and I'm doing my causes that I love and I'm being passionate about it and having fun. But in turn, I'm making the connection that, yes, I let them definitely know I am an author. I'm putting my book cards out there to them saying, yes, I am an author, and in turn I'm getting supported. So community, before book selling, it does sell books, you know. Help me help you, help me. You're welcome. Okay, so it says, Eric says, a group of beta readers who provided me with great constructive criticism was a tremendous help for me as well. Cool. And please make sure you put out that constructive criticism. Make a series about that. The constructive criticism that you got for the book. That's another series. Keep it going. So connect with your local library and bookstores. So there are so many independent bookstores around that you guys can take advantage of. So make sure you are Great Lakes Booksellers, and I believe that is still an association. I believe that's still around. I haven't seen it in a while though. It used to be on my timeline and then it stopped. So I'm trying to make sure it's still there. Yes, it is still there. And actually inside of that is not only booksellers, but librarians go to those events, and librarians go to those events, and other readers who are doing bloggers. I've met bloggers through those events as well. So make sure you guys are you are making those connections with them. Make sure your books are available through IndieBound and American Booksellers Association. They're with a legitimate distributor early in the morning. They're the distributor, so that they can be in those. So a legitimate distributor offhand would be Baker and Taylor and Ingram. So you guys can make sure that indie book stores can pull the books. Let's, you know, even though consignment is nice, let's make sure we're doing a method of professionalism to make sure it's easier for these booksellers to actually be able to harness your book inside of them without so much work. Okay, so number 6, let's start making money. And even though the former methods, you are going to make some trickle income, and the trickle, I'm going to tell you that trickle income is going to be like almost better than even the big promos that you do, or the campaigns where you get a lot of money. That trickle income will come in, and when it comes in and trickles in and starts adding up, it does help. So the five things that I've already discussed is going to create a trickle income. This is where we actually start doing income. So you see the link. It says do an author to income checklist, and start doing those things on that author to income checklist to make sure that you are getting the money that you need. So, you know, create that author platform. Aww, I've had a vinyl dry erase board sitting in my room for a year. I just put it up. Girl, I ain't gonna tell you how long I had mine up before I put it up. We ain't gonna talk about that one. So, yeah, we in the same boat. So, so trust me. So the author income checklist is you want to create an author platform. You want to make your books interactive, and when I say that, I mean that you want to have videos, audios. Shar is a great. Please, Shar, post your Instagram so people can see how you've made your nonfiction book. Because people say, well, you know, I have this kind of platform, but Shar has taken a great platform and made it into a very interactive where people are gonna see what she's talking about and then want to go buy the book. So please post your Instagram in there. Create QR codes. I just did this for the banner because I'm in the grocery store program. So, I can't scratch my head. I'm in the grocery store program, and I wanted to create a great banner so when people are walking by, they can actually see. But I also put a QR code on there, so if you can't buy my books now, then you can actually go and go here and even get even more. Go to my website, and it says a website that I made where people can find out more about me real quick. They can see the books that I have, and it's a great way because I want people to come in and buy stuff, but I also want them to know more about me. Use QR codes on your business cards, on your flyers. Make sure you're using those things offline because you want to drive them towards your website. Always invite people to join your community. That's a call to action automatically. Use tools. Use the software. Use scheduling software. Email automation to make everything easier for you. Create lead generation stuff that can get people there. Use call to actions that are, and you'll see that a lot, CTAs. Use call to actions to get people into your website, subscribing to your newsletter. It's not just buying your book. It is not just buying your book. And I even say don't use that, but it's not just buying the book. It's connecting with you by your email, subscribing to your website, reading your blogs, reading your short stories, even the free stuff. That's something that is a tool that's going to get people closer to you and keep them coming back. Start getting featured on media. You go to get podcasts, release press releases at least once a year, which I'm guilty of not doing lately, and I'm gonna get on myself really, really greatly next year. I've already put a plan in place. Get quotes from authors in your genre or well-known authors, or from everywhere that pertains to your author platform, and use those. Do things that is going to make your book #1 and somewhere somehow so you can promote that. And then finally, making money beyond the book, doing speaking events. Authors are great. When was the last time you called a library up and said, I want to do a speaking event there. I want to teach people how to do this. You can teach people how to do a lot of stuff because you research a lot of stuff. You do a lot of stuff. You can speak about it and create an event for the library so you can go to them. You can find free podcasts and talk about your book in your genre or about the research and stuff that you know about. You can, and if you can't do that, then hit live on your Facebook page and do a live class. Like that author to income link, you should follow it and then go and find out more about it. We could be here all day, and that could be another one. Okay, so find ways as a writer and author where you can build an income as well by doing the Amazon affiliate links. All you do is go to Amazon.com, scroll down to the bottom, and it says become an affiliate. Click on it, sign up, and start using affiliate links. Double dipping, triple dipping to get your royalties plus an affiliate link. That's double dipping. So you can send out your affiliate link for your book, and then people click on it. Not only do you get a royalty from it, but you get an affiliate link income from it. That's awesome. Find paid blogging posts where you can write about what you know and get paid for it. People are charging like $5 up to $25, $50 for a blog post, depending on how much work you put into that. So get into that. And you can find those posts sometimes on Fiverr, sometimes on Upworks and stuff like that. And they even have I can't remember the site off the top of my head. They have several content sites where you can actually sell your articles to them, and they'll pay you when they post it, or you get money when people take this and post it to their blogs. Create an automatic online courses. How do you find places to do press releases? Well, you can start local. So find all the local. How do you find places to do? Oh, you want somebody to do a press release for you, Linda? Or do you want to know where to post your press release? That's what I need to know. How to do a press release, you would usually find a local, you can find a publicist to do it. I know Cheryl Pope is good, and you can look her up. She's one of the members here. She's really good. I know Tanita, I think Tanita does do press releases, or she can have you, oh, and where to post. Okay, so where to post, what I did, this is the free way. Start local. So start listing every local paper, and you can even Google local papers in Detroit or Michigan or Wayne County, and find all the local papers. And usually you can go to community news and on their website, and then they'll have an email where you can send all the press releases to. Then start with newspapers, TV, and radio. So I hope you're writing this down, because I'm just going off the cuff. And then find the community news section, and that's where you can start sending your press releases to. I'm looking at your question, so that's why I'm looking over here, not there. And so you look for the community section, and then they usually have an email or a form, and that I put it in my database, so then I know when I'm ready to send out a press release, I either have to fill out this form, or I can send a PDF. But if they don't in your email, do not send a PDF unless they request it. Now on the form, sometimes they'll say attach a media kit, but you can send a link to a press release site that you have on your website, but do not send attachments when you send them the emails. Just send the information inside of the email and then send it off, and do it individually. Don't do it as a mass email where people are responding back to the whole list. Please don't do that. One more time, places. So you want to find local. You can start with local, then go to national, then go to international. But local, so you start with newspaper, radio, and TV. And don't forget in newspaper the free publications that go out. And you can always look up for free publications in Detroit, free publications in Wayne County, free publications in free newspapers, free publications or free newspapers in Detroit, Wayne County, or Michigan. And then you can do it in Chicago, or you can find free publications or newspapers in Boston. You can actually start and just send these out or fill these out. Or have one of your grandkids or kids just say, hey, you want a couple of bucks for Christmas, do this for me, and then have them send the press releases out to those places. Fill out the forms, do the emails, and go from there. But do not do bulk emails, and do not attach pictures or PDFs to those. So thank you, Shar. Thank you. And I wanted to post so people who came in new, I'm gonna post the PDF the PowerPoint that we're working with right now, for you guys, so you can see we're on slide, I don't know what slide we're on. I don't know what slide we're on. We're on a slide. We're on number 6. We're on number 6. Okay. So I said, I did the press release and stuff. Okay. Coaching and speaking. These are start making money, ways to make money. So build your following. So now we're going to be working on building your following. So you're going to be driving traffic from social media to your website. Your website should be where you want people to be, because you do not have control over what's going on social media. You don't know when the algorithm is going to change. You don't know if they're going to delete you or put you in Facebook jail just for showing like what you do and how you're doing it. they could cite you for anything, and you don't want to stifle your following and stifle your business or your book selling and all your work because you're under the control of something else. Let's get them to your website, get those emails from them, so then you can have a constant contact with them at all times and be able to talk to them at all times. When Facebook went down that day, and right, no bulk emails. So when Facebook went down that day, everybody was screaming and worried. This is my life. This is my business. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. Your website should be where your business is at. Social media is more or less a sidewalk that leads them into the building. And that's where your blog is. You should be using social media as a way to say, hey guys, I know you like it out here, but there's a better party happening over at my house. And you get free books or free information or free knowledge, something like that. So you want to get alpha and beta readers. Start putting a shout out even before your book is finished. If you guys are interested in reading this and would love to do a review, I keep up with people by doing the story origin, where they can get the book, they get the book as an ebook, and then they can post the reviews. I even send out the links for them to send out the reviews because I want them to do it. And then I even have treats for them. If you finish, you get this. If you finish, you'll get like a nice, I have either a keychain or an author gift bag of some kind. So then they're able to, yeah, I'm going to finish just so I can show off my great author treat that I got from Sylvia. So I have kind of like, okay, if you do it, Jenna Morosi has it. So if you buy the book and you review it, you can get her workbook. She has a Shut Up and Write, so you can get the workbook from her, which is pretty cool. So you want to build up your newsletter subscription. So those are one of your call to actions, is to get people on that newsletter. Get those emails. Like I said, that email list is power for you. So when things go down, algorithms change, you're not getting traction, things happen in your personal life, you still can push out newsletter postings, schedule those out and still get people into your site to buy different things. Because you can always re-up something from 3 years ago and push it out again for those new people who didn't even know about that part. So make sure you're doing that and having that newsletter subscription going out to people at least once a month, where they know, hey guys, I'm still here. I'm offering this month. This is my new month offering. So kind of use your planner to kind of plan all that out. Of course, Black Friday, Cyber Monday is coming, Christmas is coming, end of the year is coming, New Year, new you, some kind of way. Even if you write fiction, it's still, hey, New Year, new you. Read something that you haven't done before. Do something you haven't done before. Jump into a romance suspense. I think I'm going to use that. I like that. That was a good one, Sylvia. You will do that. So blogging and podcasting, get out there and get like on the author and income, do the author interviews, find the guest posts to do, find the podcastings to do. I mean, it takes 2 seconds to put your camera up. Literally, I'm talking to you from my Surface laptop. And I just opened up the screen, pushed the live button, and as you can see, I didn't have my background together, but I actually do have this. Okay, I can do this. I actually do have this screen over here, and it comes like right behind my chair, and it actually covers up all this hot mess. It's purple, as you can see, which is my signature color, and I can even hang a sign on it. So at the top of my head, it'll have it, so I can actually be on TV live when I actually do my face up. I look all cute and everything, and you can see from past interviews, you'll see like that whole screen just covers up this whole thing, and then I can sit and do interviews with people. And I love podcasting because then I don't have to make up anything or change anything about my room. I can just get on there and just talk. So that's kind of cool. So make sure that you are planning campaigns out, like I said, every month. You can do a sit down, open up your book for 2023 and say, January, I'm gonna do a new year, new you. February, love is in the air. Find something wonderful to read. March is getting ready for spring. Spring into something. April will be what to do on rainy days. You know, literally, you can come up with something that can be around your book and your book topic and your book category. You know, like my mom used to say, books are like jeans, they go with everything. So you have a way to always integrate your book into everyday life. Once you find a way for your book to fix the problem, you can come up with the promotion and the campaigns to get out there. So I know, like, we're over time, but okay, I'm going. Build your book awareness. This is number 7. And so building your book awareness would mean, I'm using the wrong mouse, which is making it kind of difficult. This is the 2 more. Build your book awareness. Optimize your book metadata. And I kind of have that link in there so you can understand what the metadata is. So make sure you are updating your author bio on your, especially on your Amazon pages and your BookBub pages. Make sure you're updating your book description at least every couple of years. Make sure the price is right for it. If it's not a big selling book and you have it at $5.99 and you came out with it 10 years ago, does it still need to be $5.99? And you have like other books in front of it, does it still need to be, I'm talking about the ebook price, does it still need to be that? Or can you drop down the price at least for a while, so then it can be like a back catalog book, but that trickle income that coming in where people find one book and then say, hey, I can go double up and get another book for, you know, I was going to spend $5 anyway, so I can go and get the $2.99 book you have, and then the other $2.99 book, and hey, bam, they have 2 books, and they're happy, and you're happy because you sold 2 books. Make sure you're looking at your subject codes, your categories, your tags. Make sure you're filling in all those things. See if that trim size is still good for that book, or can you trickle it down to another trim size and makes a better book for someone. Maybe someone wants a 5x8. They stick to 5x8s because they want to put it in their purse, and you're going to mess up the inside of a Kate Spade purse with a hardcover? I think not. Maybe changing the type of book it is and making it more reader friendly, which you couldn't do before. Make sure all of that stuff is all updated in your book metadata as well, because that's very important, because when people are doing searches out there for those type of books, then you want to be able to connect with those people and optimize all your book metadata is really important. Find the major hashtags that are happening. Those are constantly changing, and I know people who are still using hashtags from 5-6 years ago, whereas things constantly change. It's time to change those around, flip those around to better ones. Look at other authors and see what book hashtags they are using, and start using those and see what works and doesn't work for you. Improve your distributor and formats. Like I said, if a book works better in a 5x8 than a 6x9, if it works better as a matte format because you don't like all those oily fingerprints all over it, then do that. Or that you have white pages inside of your book instead of cream colored pages, or the text is too small when you originally print it. Look at all that. Build book awareness and make a book that the readers really want to read. That's really important. Find awards to enter, and I send those awards out all the time, and I want to know if you have done it. Raise your hand if you have clicked on that link and entered your book. Now, yes, there's sometimes a $10 fee, $25, $100 fee or something, but sometimes it's really worth it, and you want to make sure that you would love to add a book award to your thing. And you know what? I just thought about that. I did just win a book award, and I didn't do anything about it. It was last week. I got an email about it. So yeah, I think of it. Let me write that down. You know, I'm stopping the class just to write that down. Book award promo. I literally keep a sticky note, a clear sticky note of things I have to do or remember. So don't judge me. So then I can put it on my board to do it. But yes, I need to do a promo about that. Thank you, Sylvia, for reminding me. So, you said, thanks for all the great info. You convinced me to publish on Bella and start using my websites more. Yes, thank you. Such great info. Thank you, thank you. Time to revamp. Yes, yes, always time to revamp. Especially since it's the end of the year. Get in there and start doing it. And I'm gonna, if we can do really quick, if you guys don't mind, I'm probably gonna go to 11:30, but we're gonna do some content planning, calendar stuff for daily, monthly, weekly, and so forth at the end of this. Just start doing press releases. Those are so important. Linda, I'm so glad you asked that question about that. Oh, I did something I wasn't supposed to. Okay. So I'm glad you asked that question about that, because that really was like, it was really needed and really well. So the last thing is refill the well. I told you all of this just so you could refill the well. You can just go in and claim who you are, celebrate, and have fun. So first thing, claim your title. Let others know you are a writer and an author. I think people are intimidated by saying that to people, but it is, and people are really, like, people who are not writers or authors are really enamored and really amazed at the extraordinary of someone who is a writer and author. And then when you tell them, oh, I have 2 books, you to see them light up and be like, oh my God, that's really awesome. I didn't really recognize that I was like a 50-book author until one of my friends who knew me for a long time, and then she said that she was somewhere and someone was talking about me, and they were like, hey, she wrote 50 books. And she was like, we've been talking back and forth on Facebook and blah blah, and we met out online and blah blah, and I really didn't know you. I knew you as a speaker, but I didn't know you had written over 50 books. And that's because I really wasn't telling people I wrote 50 books. I was just saying I was just an author, an indie author. I never put in the 50. I didn't see how significant it was. And now when I say it, I like the way people light up, like, oh my God, that is amazing. Girl, I'm amazed as well. The grace of God. I don't know how I did it. But I love how people just light up and just say they think that that's just amazing. And to me, it's just something that I do. It's almost like breathing to me. I'm going to write a book. I'm going to write a new book. And this is another book I'll add to it. And I know by the end of this year, literally by December, I can say I am a 60-book author. And to be able to say that as just amazing to me, because I'm like, oh wow, I wrote 60 books, but it is amazing. So make sure you claim your title, enjoy who you are, because this is what you want. You want to be known as a writer, and you want to be known as an author, because it's fun. It's fun to know that you get paid. I know I have fun getting paid to write lies, and people pay me for it. Because I'm a fiction author, I tell stories. So I love it that I'm able to do this and have fun, and then people know me by what I am and what I do, and that's great. So celebrate and have fun. It's okay to take breaks. If things are getting stressful, take a break. Do something fun to get yourself back into the groove of trying to build this search engine optimization and return on investment. But don't, if it gets too stressful, just say, hey, today I'm gonna binge watch all of Cabinet of Curiosities, and it is good. I got 1 more episode to go. But it's okay to do that. I'm telling you, it is okay. Don't get so stressed out that you're like, oh no, I have to do this. No, it's okay. I took a break. I fell in love, came back, start writing again. Fell in love, got married, then came back, start writing again. I took a break when my house burned down, got my kids' life together, got us a home, came back, start writing again. It's okay to take a break, because it's life and there's nothing you can do about it. So do it. I took a break. I had a baby, came back, started writing again. Life is going to get in the way. Don't matter. Prepare for those changes to come in, and do it, and then work through it. But then don't give yourself to make excuses about not writing when you could have been writing. Now, I love, if you don't know her name is Sarah Cannon, and I love the way you can look her up on YouTube. I love her videos because she talks about life is going to get in the way, and you should make plans for that. She has migraines. her child has asthma problems and behavior problems, and she says, I have to make time in my calendar for that. I have to know that I can't reach this goal today because I had a migraine. And but she writes it down and she puts it down, and that was a lot of things I learned as I was using my planner. Don't just use that planner just to say I'm going to make these plans and then don't do anything. Keep that planner and then write around, like, did you accomplish that? Why didn't you accomplish that? This is what happened. This is what, you know, I had a stomach ache that day. You know, Mother Nature decided to, you know, we're going to fight early before later. And cramps kicked my butt that day. And literally I couldn't pick up a pen because my arthritis kicked in. And, you know, I make time for those sicknesses and life problems to get in the way of my goals, but I still try to celebrate and relax and have fun. I even put in there, if me and my husband go to camp, I put in there, you know, we went to camp and these are the things at the camp I want to do, plus I want to get my writing done. Or if we're going on a date, I know that, like, and since he's OCD, of course I have it in my calendar 2 months in advance, I'm going on a date on this day. So I know, like, hey, I'm not going to get a lot of the writing done on that day, but I can plan to try to do a lot of writing before that day and a lot of writing after that day. By the way, you need to be a guest. Well, invite me, Wayne. And then invite Shar too. She's awesome. Invite Shar. She's awesome. We can be awesome together for you. We'll just blow you up, Wayne. So do that. Thank you so much, Linda. Aw, thank you. But do stuff that helps you focus on the stuff that's backing you up. Get it done. Just get the work done. Go through the pain points and then get back to writing, because once you are filled up and you've moved away the block, you can start writing. Think about problems, people, and the pressure of life and pressure that's going around you, and then just work to get it completed, out the way, so then you can always get back to writing. So if you guys have any questions, hey, throw them out here. A lot of things I do want to point out, you should get LaShonda Hoffman's Building Online Relationships. I love that because she gives you like little tips and tricks about doing little things online that can build you up and put you out there. So please make sure that you are getting that book as well. Is really important. So I'm gonna wait for you guys to post any questions that you have. If you came in late, you can post about your literary successes and challenges. And while you're doing that, we're gonna talk about, because I have this thing on my wall, which is why I'm looking up, things you can do to plan out and make impactful planning sections and campaigns if you are lost for ideas. So I have things in my way that we talked about doing the post. So we're going to talk about the daily things you can do as an author. While you guys, I'm waiting for you guys. I'm going to give you guys 3 minutes. Give you guys 3 minutes to do this while I get out of this, and I can close this up so it's not taking up a lot. So boom, boom, boom. I'm going to move you over here so I can see you guys' comments a little better. So, daily things that you guys can do. Of course, there will be posts and, of course, your writing time and so forth and so on. Then you can also do updates on like the different things. Like I said, you can make time for descriptions to be updated, hashtags to be changed up. Always have like a promo kind of file where you can copy and paste and put it in there. Especially when I'm on my phone, I have like a copy paste file where I can just go in and post it out with my picture immediately. In Canva, I use the note part. So then when I'm on my phone and I don't want to have to type in all of that stuff, I try to use that note part paste where I can copy from there and then be able to post it out, and that makes my day that makes my posting a little more better, and I'm doing something in the post that actually creates an impact. Don't just post a picture and then when you post the picture it just leads to nothing. It's just this great picture or a great video and then you have no words or context to it. So like I said, we're doing impacts. We're making an impact with it so that it carries on and creates a wave of something. So when you post that picture, make sure you have your hashtags, your great sentence to go with it, and even a link, so then it's able to, even you can say click the link in my bio if you're using Linktree, and then have that link available as an impact, so you don't have to be there all the time. It can create an impact of that. So you want to make sure you do that. You want to create news, curated news. So you want to create news around what you're doing, whether it's a success or challenge. That's news that you can create for that week, and then don't scratch. Then there is updates from business activities that you do, prizes that you won, things like that, deals that you have gone and you want to share. Use the metadata, use the Meta Business Center, especially if you have a page. Use the Meta Center, and I said get scheduling software, but the Meta Center actually has a page, and what I do is I'll put stuff into the Meta Business page and schedule it, and since I follow myself, then when it comes down on my page, I can post it onto my personal page as well when I see it come down, and then I post it onto my personal page and then share it out to my profile audience as well, since I can't schedule on my profile page as well. This leads people to go and subscribe to my page, but also go in and get that link and do the stuff that I want people to do. These are just daily things you can do. So like weekly things as an author you can do, and you can do your Sundays when you're planning it. So if you do 20 minutes every Sunday, on the Sunday you can do a whole week of planning, and then that'd be your first Sunday. You can do your whole week of just planning out the day, and then knowing like what campaigns you're going to do for your second Sunday, third Sunday, fourth Sunday. You can kind of write little notes so hey, when I get to that Sunday, I can just really do it a lot faster. And then usually what I do is I create my graphics on a different day, so I know what I want to do. So I create my graphics. So if I know like all my campaigns that I'm going to do for a weekly basis, or all the news I'm going to share on that, then I can, on a Wednesday or on a Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll go into Canva and create those pictures that I need, or pictures and video I need, and then that way I can just pull from those files. And this will be for November, and in that file I'll have the first week of November, second week of November, third week. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, and you're like, oh Sylvia, that sounds like so much work, but it actually does. That's how I can go back to sharing from my business page to my personal page. Yeah, follow yourself and share your stuff. Like I say, I give myself no excuse to fail. So I try to do stuff that's going to prevent me from making an excuse. So I have all these little tricks that I do. So on weekly you can do affiliate campaigns. You can actually do affiliate campaigns. You can do roundup articles, things that you shared out that people missed. You can do a weekly post and say, hey guys, I know you missed this one. So you can do a weekly post, and you can actually have that as a weekly or monthly post as well. You can do short video interviews, especially with yourself. You can say, hey, this is another about me video, and do a 1-minute video, push it up into your stories, and have stories for the week. You can post a story, because you should be posting a story at least 1 to 4 times a week. You should be. Stories are really things authors are not using that are really valuable. You can create a photo gallery of all the great pictures that you did that people missed. You can, oh, I need glasses to read it, don't I? You can create a room and do a brainstorming session like Lysandra and I. Thank you. Thank you for posting your book. Good. Yes, make sure you guys click on that link and get that book. And then she also has a Kindle Vella it's like a classroom experience where you can go, and each episode is a different way that you can do it. So make sure you guys click on that link and get that book. It's really important. monthly things that you can do. Yeah, I got to get off. Okay, so monthly things, this is the last thing. I didn't get to quarterly or semi-annually or yearly, but we'll probably do that we'll do a part 2 of this or something. So you can create a slide, you can do carousels, which are very important. Don't sleep on carousels. Make sure you guys are at least doing a carousel once a month. Do a carousel. You can do that in a PowerPoint. You can create a carousel and then save it as a PNG and then load it up to your Instagram or load it up to your Meta business, and it'll send out the carousel to your Instagram if you have your Instagram connected to your pages. If not, you can go and load it up on your either software manager system, or you can go to Instagram itself and load it up as a PNG, and it'll send those out. So you have no excuse not to do that. You can also do that in Canva and create a PowerPoint and then change it into a PNG and load that up as well. Monthly infographics, you don't really have to do that because that's kind of hard if you don't know how to do them. You really have to go, because I had trouble. I did 3 infographics, and I'm gonna tell you, that's a project on its own. Find a monthly podcast you can go to, or you can be interviewed on. A monthly interview. Find an interview to do at least once a month, and then of course putting out your monthly e-board, e-newsletter, and of course your update on your whiteboard. Don't forget that, and show a video of you updating your whiteboard. That's one thing I haven't done, is shown a video of me updating it. So make sure you guys are doing that. We're going to do quarterly and then annually. So quarterly, you can do a marketing seminar or a teaching seminar live online, something that has to do with, even like I did a quarterly about book updates and all the books I wrote during that time, or books that I'm working on that connects to my back catalog. I did a quarterly video on that. And it was really good, because then people listened to it and then would go and buy those books, and then the coinciding books that or support me on my current work in progress, and then buy the coinciding books. So I did actually a quarter video on that. So you have no excuse, even if you're fiction. And then try to do like a free book or a KDP select book where people can go in and read the book, but you make money off of the pages that they read. And for the free book, you can have that as a way to get their email and have it as a lead generator. And if they download the free ebook, they also can be on your newsletter list. You can capture their emails from there. So those are 2 ways you can do it, and you can try to do that as a quarterly thing. And I learned from Olivia Gaines is that you feed the beast. You feed the beast, and visit her site. I think it's ogaines.com, and she has a bunch of free content on there where it helps out authors and stuff like that. You can download PDFs to kind of help you out. So visit her site as well. But she often says, "Feed the beast" to me, and when you do, you get something in advance. So when you give Amazon something, Amazon gives you something in advance, give you something back, which means that you get more into their algorithm the more you participate and do things. So that's why I do the affiliate and I share out content from Amazon, because I'm trying to feed the beast. I'm trying to give them stuff so then they can give me stuff and include it into their algorithm. So when other readers come, they're able to look for me and find me, because I'm part of that algorithm that I need to be part of. So feed the beast. Find a way, quarterly, find a way to feed the beast. Quarterly guides, you can do, if you're fiction, you can do quarterly guides or how-to videos as well. And you can do, of course, don't sleep on quizzes and polls. Make sure you try to do those as well. And Kindle Vellum kind of makes it kind of simple, where you can put your polls inside of your stories for your readers. And then I even take those questions that I put in my polls, and then I also put them out on my website, or I'll put them occasionally in my reading group as well, to see what people are saying or thinking about the story as well. So yearly, start researching what other authors are doing, and then see how you can apply it to your life, or how you can apply it to your literary life and make it into your own thing. You want to try to do an analytical review of like how many from 2021 to 2022, how many Twitter followers have you gained, how many Facebook subscribers have you gained, and that includes your groups, your pages, your profile. How many have you gained for your Instagram? You want to look at all your analytics and see where you are, and that's a good thing to put down in your planner to say, hey, I got this many, or I didn't get this many. How many newsletter subscribers did you get, and when was the peak? What did you put out that, you know, that readers like really aggregated over to you? And then on top of that, you want to see how that looked, and then how you can take that promo, do it again in a different way next year, so you can get that same or even twice as many more readers, and expand upon that. So I'm gonna quit right now because we could get going all day, and I could be sitting here, and I gotta go. I gotta do something with this. No, somehow. I don't want to do it. So anybody want to knock on my door and come over and do this, I would appreciate you in the next couple of hours. I'm going to work on my promos now that I have a list of stuff that I had to do just from doing this workshop. So thank you guys. I'll keep that PowerPoint available for a while, and then I'm probably cut it off probably by Sunday or stuff. So if you can download it. And go from there. I don't know if you can download it, but yeah, you guys can go ahead and look at it and so forth and so on, and then go from there. So I'm gonna let you guys go because we've been here long enough and y'all have heard me enough. If you're watching on the replay and you have any questions, make sure you go ahead and put it down there. I'm gonna upload this also to YouTube because I don't know if it's gonna be a forever thing. I can't do that only on my phone. Thank you. I will be getting in touch with you about the monthly thing. And if I don't hit you up by December, hit me up and slap me and say, Sylvia, I need to get scheduled to block my calendar. So yes, thank you. If you have any questions, like I said, put them down in the comment. I'll be watching it. And then, anything else you guys need, you know, hey, shout out. Hopefully we can start meeting face to face, and I can figure out how to do this live from the library and stuff, and we go from there. I already have a little mobile thing that I can use to make sure we have good interception from the library. Yeah, I'm gonna leave you guys because I gotta do this. I don't want to do this, but okay, I'll do it. Bye guys.